he does have Costume in his corner.
Costume's very animated.
Yeah.
He's a fun guy.
Extraordinarily knowledgeable guy. I was very happy to have him on commentary.
Yeah,
I've heard that guy talk about fighting before. And
I'd love to get him back for the last two.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
I don't know how tall Matt Jones is, but Malik coming in an inch or two shorter than Costume, and Costume's not a tall guy, so see.
Yeah,
at 195 pounds, usually you expect those guys to be, anywhere from 5'10 to 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, I think Malik is somewhere around that 5'8", 5'9" height range. If I can remember. Yeah, 5'8". I remember thinking he was about the same height as me when we were thinking about fighting.
Those guys are, they're compact and powerful and built like bulldogs. So
he's got a very good team behind him. I actually got to defend my belt against one of his teammates years ago, and it's very high level gym.
Yeah.
And ahead of their time in the area that they were.
Yeah. Malik Greene definitely passes the eye test. Very in shape, very ready for this fight.
And honestly looks to be about exactly the same size as he was when we saw him. So it's not like he tried to put on sloppy weight in between these fights.
Yeah, there's a way to do it the right way, the smart way, and it looks like Malik's done that.
We see Matthew Jones make his way to the cage. Definitely getting a big pop of support from the local crowd here. Interestingly enough, we're going to have two Matt Jones in the cage at the same time because that is also the referee's name.
Interesting, yeah.
Shout out to Matt Jones, the referee, one of the best referees in local MMA that I've ever seen. I've gotten to be around him for a number of events now, West Virginia, Kentucky. I'm always happy when I see that guy in the cage. I know, number one, nobody's going to get hurt. Nobody's going to be on the receiving end of a mistake from the referee.
Yeah, it's
another word for that.
It's an underappreciated position for sure.
And interestingly enough, Matthew Jones looks to be the same height or maybe even a bit shorter than Malik. So
two compact but stout fighters.
Look at the calves on Malik Greene.
Oh, man.
That's the sign of a dense man.
Yeah, he's built. Matthew Jones at 7 wins, 2 losses, making his...
Listed at 5'11", but that doesn't look like 5'11" versus 5'8". One of these numbers is not correct. Touch of gloves and we can start it. See Malik working a hard jab and right hand.
Heavy pace from both of these boxers starting out. Starting to wrap up.
This looks like it's shaping up to be a firefight. I think these guys are both trying to land heavy, hard shots.
Very calm. You said Malik had an MMA background?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a winning amateur record at least. I don't know if he ever made the transition to pro after our scheduled bout. Nice right hook landed there by Malik.
Yeah, you can see clinch work reminiscent of a MMA background.
So nice.
Heavy overhand.
Yep, overhand and a left hook landed behind it from Malik Greene. I'm not sure that Matt Jones wants to stay in the pocket. It's a little early to tell, but
I think we're seeing that body work that Qasim was talking about. With Malik going low for that left jab to the body, continuing to do so.
Yeah, and he's using that as a good way to change levels too. He's landing that jab to the body and then throwing a right hand up high behind it a lot. Seeing a pretty frenetic pace from these gentlemen so far. It'll be interesting to see who that favors as time goes on.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed down, I think, as they've gotten more comfortable in this first round. But,
well, there was a nice right hand landed by Matt Jones.
yeah. You see Matt being a little bit more comfortable in these tight exchanges. I think Malik having a little bit lower posture, and I know that's okay in a boxing situation when you're slipping punches that are coming over the top. But.
Now, one of the things that Qasim was making adjustments in his last fight was Malik tends to get a little bit wide at the end of exchanges where he starts to move away from straight punches and into kind of looping punches.
Some wild looping punches, yeah. Yeah, we've seen that on a couple of the exchanges. He'll, instead of coming over the top with that right hand after that jab to the body, you'll see him loop it out wide, and it ends up in that kind of overhooked clinch position.
I saw him land a couple nice body shots there. But Greene is the more experienced boxer of the two.
Definitely looks a little bit more comfortable in those flurries of exchanges when they both start firing them off.
Nice.
There's those wide looping punches again that we're seeing from Malik.
There was a nice right hand at the beginning of that exchange. And I wonder in the eyes of the judges, does that crisp right hand that landed count more than the 3 or 4? Oh, a nice right hand by Malik.
Very good right hand, and he follows it up again with another one.
That's a difficult round to score, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you could argue a draw on that round. I don't know if they would ever score one like that. But.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the athletic commission here thinks in terms of scoring draws, but definitely a round that it could get scored either direction. I wouldn't call that a robbery. So.
Yeah.
And I wonder what kind of adjustments they're making in the corner here of the league. I would assume they just mostly revolve around tightening up a little bit, but.
He looked a lot better once he settled his pace. Yep. You know, they both came out very hot. You know, and I think that's easy to do. You know, when you've got nerves involved.
We see some blood on the right side of face and neck.
Potentially the ear. Yeah, underneath the ear. Maybe caught a little hooking from the glove.
Also, could have been a clash of heads.
Yeah. Yeah, they were both head forward, hard charging that round. So. Yeah, I can't tell if that is cut, but there's definitely some blood there.
It also could have been from the face, and they just cleaned the face off and hit the neck.
Slips the right hand from Malik. Matt Jones content to stay right in front of Malik Greene here.
Oh,
big right hand.
Smoking right hand and another one behind it by Malik Greene. Oh, and a nice overhand right landed by
Big
Malik
overhand
Greene, and
right.
that might have stumbled him. That looked like it stumbled him. Matt Jones doesn't look exactly the same as he did before that exchange.
Lower posture. The hands are still staying fairly low.
And we see a mouth starting to form under that left eye of Matt Jones. I believe it's a direct result of one of those. One thing about that MMA background, too, is you'll see him use less energy in these clinching exchanges, which is going to play a role as many as we're seeing.
Yeah.
See Malik kind of bullying him around.
Potentially at this higher weight class, we're seeing a little bit of a little cardio depletion, an open mouth breathing from Malik. Very low coming in, like you said, wild, wide swings on his exchanges. I'm starting to see a little cut open up.
That was a nice jab landed by Malik, but a nice right hand lands there. And a left hook behind it.
If you look at Malik's right eye, I believe there's a cut over top of the right eye. It's not leaking, but something to keep an eye on.
Now we see Matt Jones trying kind of staying tight in those pockets and picking his shots a little bit better here now. He's not engaging in like wild exchanges with Malik.
And Malik's opened up Matt Greene's left eye. starting to get blood from the left and the right side of Matt Jones's face.
Yep, and I believe that was initially caused by one overhand right and then opened up further by another. Matt Jones appears to be slowing down too, though.
See if either of these guys can capitalize on the damage that they've caused.
We saw a nice jab there land from Malik. Malik doing a good job keeping forehead to forehead whenever he gets into these punch positions.
It's interesting, these boxing matches in the cage, they're able to use this instead of ropes.
Yeah, it's a much different dynamic.
And you haven't, I mean, this is the first time we've seen them do it.
Now that round, both guys landed cleaner punches. I would say, in my opinion, sitting here on the side,
absolutely.
I would say Malik landed the harder shots, but he definitely took some damage himself.
Let's see, they're fixing the right side of Malik. That's that cut over the right eye that I was talking about.
Yeah, we saw him clean it up, put a little Vaseline in there.
Yeah.
And we see Costin. It appears like he's calling for uppercuts in those tight exchanges instead of getting the wild left, the wild open hooks that are getting him clinched. I think he's calling for him to get in those clinch exchanges and start trying to sneak up.
I'd really like to see Malik start to bend at the knees instead of the hips.
Yeah.
Instead of the waist, where he's leaning over, winging those punches out, so he can really land a good straight right or left to the body.
Moving here into round 3.
And they're back to mirroring how they started the fight. A heavy flurry of punches.
Malik lands the harder punches in there. He landed a right and a left hook there. But Matt Jones did damage himself. We also see a bit of an age difference here. 10 years.
10 years, okay.
Malik Greene's 32, Matt Jones is 42. Which I think might help him on this, keep the gap closer on the cardio.
Yeah, if you're watching this on the live broadcast, you're in your 40s and you've never been in any type of combat sports, to understand how impressive it is to have a 40-year-old in a boxing exchange with somebody 10 years their junior, it's a big difference.
Nice clubbing right hand lands behind the ear from Malik Greene in that exchange.
Spent a lot of time clinched up. Both being gentlemen about it, separating. Now looking to...
Now we see a little bit of that dirty boxing in the uppercuts that Costin was calling for in the corner.
If he's going to clinch up, I think Costin was telling him, if you're going to clinch, let's at least work from there so the ref doesn't separate us.
We see him using that double underhooks.
Got him pushed up against the cage.
The referee's giving him a lot of leeway to work in this clinch.
Yeah. Referee Matt Jones letting him be pushed around.
And the cardio tides seem to have turned here. It looks to me like Malik is the fresher of the two at this point.
Yeah. It was a good exchange by Matt Jones there, though.
Yeah, nice jab. Nice one, too.
Oh, big right hand. Big right hand.
Malik Greene falls into a double leg. Are we going to call that?
I think that was a knockdown, unintentional double leg. Meant no ill will by it.
Now, I wonder if the referee's going to call that a knockdown.
He should. He should call it a knockdown.
I don't believe he did. He sent him back to his corner, and I think he gave him a warning for the takedown. Oh, no, he did call it a knockdown. He just signaled to the judges that he called it a knockdown.
Okay. He is signaling to the judges for a knockdown. We've got some blood coming from the nose of Matt Jones here. I don't think it's the result of that, what looked like a fairly solid double leg, but I think was actually a knockdown as a result of that right hand and the flurry that came after it from Matt Jones. See a little revitalization from Matt Jones here.
It's good on Malik, though. He was able to buy himself some extra time with that double leg. And that really changed the dynamic of this fight because we had a very close round. But now
Malik looking for that big right hand like he has all fight.
Because we're probably looking at a 10-8 here with that knockdown. Because I think Matt Jones had been winning this round other than that as well.
Yep. Both fighters opting to stand at range a little bit more.
Three to the body. Right as Costin calls for it. Jab and a 3 to the body.
Good slip to close the round out.
Beautiful work, guys. I think on my cards, I gave Malik the first 2 rounds, and I believe that last round went to Matt Jones.
I think that was Matt. Yep.
And it went to him with a 10-8 round. So I think we're even on the scorecards going into this last round.
Yeah, I would agree.
We see Costin motioning, no looping punches,
Yep.
straight punches.
Trying to have him come down the pipe there. I think that little break that was unexpected because the result of that knockdown, I think, gave Matt Jones a little bit of life there at the end of that fight. Head movement was a lot better to end that one. If you're Matt, what do you look to do to start this round?
I think you got to stay out of the clinch, first of all, especially now that the referee has seen enough that he's letting him work in there. I think you got to try to stay on the outside and counter in those big blitzes. That's what he was able to do there. We've seen those exchanges go both ways, though. Sometimes when he's trying to counter in those blitzes, he eats 1 or 2 hard shots.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice that Malik definitely favors that clenched up style of boxing where he takes a couple of shots and then he looks to crash in and hold.
And I think he's trying to crash in with punches, but he's just getting in so close that the clinch just happens organically.
Yep.
Nice jab by Malik Greene.
Punches are coming down the pipe now, right in the middle. Even that loop, that left hand, that one was outside, but straight to the body. It was got underneath the defenses of Matt Jones there.
Yeah, he threw a couple of jabs to the body and then a left hook to the body. It's actually a really good setup. But he eats a punch there from Matt Jones. I love it when the crowd yells out he's tired, when both guys are clearly roughly equally tired.
Yeah. Typical audience at a combat sport venue is one of about half of them train and half of them don't. And usually the ones that don't are the ones making the most noise.
And they're louder than the coaches in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, nice right hand.
Great right hand. Notice that one didn't come over the top or looping. It was straight right.
Right over the shoulder.
If he could have had these punch paths the whole match, it might have been a different situation.
Good defense there by Malik.
Great head movement from Malik Greene.
Minute 15. I believe this fight's up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen.
I think we're going to see an interesting 70 seconds here. Back to the clinch.
Yeah, Malik got kind of caught off balance as that exchange was coming in. He was forced to seek the clinch.
Breathing heavy from the mouth. Matt Jones showing his experience here. 9 fights. This is his 10th. Really trying to get rid of that clinch so he's not carrying the wound.
End of that exchange. I don't know if it landed or not. 30 seconds remaining. Oh, nice heat thrown by Malik Greene there.
Not sure if it landed or if it was just a glancing right hook, but
he's kind of got that similar thing to Karshner going, though, where he's throwing such heat that even if they're on the gloves, it sounds impressive to the judges.
Big right.
Nice jab to the body and a right hand behind it from Malik Greene.
That's been his go-to the whole match.
10 seconds. The referee's going to let him work it out from here.
Big body shots from Malik Greene.
Beautiful fight from both of these gentlemen. I'm not sure which direction this is going to go, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd love to see some scorecards.
Yeah, I don't think it could be a robbery either way.
No.
I could see 1, 2, and 4 going to Malik. Obviously, I'm watching as a commentator right now. I'm not scorekeeping, but that's the way I saw it personally.
Yeah, I think you got to give that third round to Matt Jones.
Yeah, the third round is
was
the
a
most
10-8.
decisive. Yeah, and it was a 10-8. And that first round is very close. That first round could have gone very easily to Matt Jones, in which case we're looking at kind of an insurmountable path back up. But phenomenal performance by both guys. We saw Malik, even though he won his last fight pretty decisively, I think he grew a lot in between, and we saw a better performance from him this time.
How do you think he performed at this higher weight class? Do you think it was it's a good jump for him, or do you think it's something he should consider the lower class next time?
To be honest, he looked like he carried the weight well. Now, I'm not certain if Matt Jones, his opponent, is a natural big 195er. You know what I mean? Being roughly the same height. He's definitely at least thick enough for this weight class.
Yeah. Like I said, he passes the eye test.
Yeah.
And if he could get away from that MMA style, head down, bending at the waist, striking style, he's got all the skills to do this.
Taking the judges a second to render their decisions here.
We've got one judge to our left in a full seersucker suit, ladies and gentlemen. Looking very dapper.
He's pretty animated. He was yelling at the fighters in excitement in between the third and fourth rounds.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
He's enjoying the action, which is what you want to see from a judge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like you said, I don't think it's hard to argue either way for this outcome. I think it could have gone to either one of these fighters.
Very close fight. And without that knockdown, we're looking at a majority draw.
Yeah, I think that was probably the deciding factor.
Yeah.
And the propensity for Malik to go to that clinch.